YouTube, today it's a brand new ladder season and we are going to be trying out some fun Pokemon, and let's get started with Poliwhirl. Yes, Poliwhirl with the Swift Swim does allow it to outspeed, for instance, a Regieleki with that Swift Swim, and has some pretty disruptive moves. We'll see how good it goes. I saw this rental code and someone gave it to me and I was like, you know what, I'll try it out. It definitely did catch my eye. So if you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below where it does help me out, and if you want to check out the details of the team down below in the description. But let's get started and play some games. Kyogre, Incineroar, Kartana, Shedinja, Thundurus, Incarniform, and Zamazenta. Pretty interesting. You would see this common team, except it would usually have the Zacian over the Zamazenta. So I'm kind of curious on what the Zamazenta adds value to this team. Coaching could be a thing. I guess I'd also have to be worried about potential Defiant Thundurus compared to like what it would normally be. This matchup, let's see. Poliwhirl Kyogre actually doesn't seem too bad. I kind of wish a Poliwhirl did have like Protect, but it's definitely a viable one right here. So I could go Poliwhirl plus Kyogre. That's definitely a play I could have here. I don't think Amoonguss is that good. I'd probably want like Thundurus for sure, and maybe I bring in Incineroar. Incineroar's not bad, but it's not amazing either. I think Poliwhirl plus Kyogre is probably fine, and then Thundurus plus Zacian in the back is really solid. I don't really like Incineroar too much in this matchup because I just don't know what kind of Thundurus it is. I'm also a little bit concerned about, I mean, there are a few things that I do have to worry about. Eerie Impulse potentially on the Thundurus. I do have ways to play around it though with my Thundurus. Like if I try to catch them potentially going for that Eerie Impulse into my Kyogre, I could go out into my Thundurus and get the +2 attack from the Defiance. So that could be really cool here. Let's see if that's going to be the case though. There's definitely some factors that I am a little bit scared about with their team. Specifically the Kartana and the Shedinja. I got to make sure the Shedinja's checked. We're going to see the Kyogre and the Thundurus actually. Okay, this is pretty strong here. So I do lead my Kyogre plus Poliwhirl right here, and I don't know, are they going to respect the Poliwhirl? Are they going to go for a Thunder Wave? Or are they going to go for a Taunt immediately? I could definitely see quite a few different options. Now, I'm going to click Hypnosis here because it is probably my best play right here. And I think I'm just going to go for a Water Spout right off the bat and just try to get rid of that Thundurus, which is really annoying to my team. So let's just go for the attacks right here. Hypnosis and a Water Spout. Not really much else I could do. Icy Wind doesn't really help me here. If it's Defiant Thundurus, I guess we get to find out, but Water Spout's still going to do a big amount of damage. They actually go for the Eerie Impulse straight away. Okay, they target down my Kyogre. All right. Do I land the Hypnosis into there? I missed the Hypnosis into the Kyogre. Unfortunate. Okay, so that was probably the worst potential turn, although I do prefer Eerie Impulse and Thunder Wave, but I get a crit onto their Kyogre, which is actually really nice there. So that's, I guess, making up for the damage outputs. Man, that did a lot of damage. That Water Spout did do a lot of damage to the Thundurus. Okay, does restore its health with Citrus Berry, goes for a Water Spout, and thanks to that crit, we are kind of eating this attack up pretty well. Okay, I don't know if they want to go for a Thunder Wave now, or do they want to go for a Taunt. I actually kind of just want to get like an Icy Wind, I think, or maybe there are a few things I could do. Encore is not too bad into the Kyogre right here, because if I Encore the Kyogre, it actually seems really good because that means their Water Spout's like doing no damage. So I'm going to go for the Encore. Although, I guess if they do Thunder Wave to Poliwhirl, I think they go for Taunt then Thunder Wave realistically here. And if they're Slow Kyogre, I do kind of punish it. So you know what? I'm going to go for the Encore. I'm going to go for a Water Spout. We'll see how this goes. They're going to protect the Kyogre, which makes sense here. They do want to avoid a potential Hypnosis. I'm guessing this is just Thunder Wave then into one of my slots. No, they go for an Eerie Impulse again into my Kyogre. So a little bit surprising that they just keep firing off these Eerie Impulses, but I am gladly okay with this. I go for the Encore into the Kyogre, and now I revealed Encore, so now they do have to respect the Poliwhirl a lot, and I mean a lot, because I can Encore them into Protect, and I don't think they want to Dynamax their Kyogre. That's super low at this point. I'm assuming they probably have Kartana as the last Pokemon. I'm just going to click Water Spout and Encore right here. If they go for the Taunt, that's fine because I get rid of their Thundurus at least. I really weaken their Kyogre at this point in the game. I'm pretty sure that these teams don't run Thunder Kyogre, so this actually works out really well for me. So this is a pretty strong position, and we'll see what they can really accomplish here, because right now it is not looking too hot for them. I really wish I could switch in Thundurus, but I really was thinking, oh, maybe they'll just go for the Thunder Wave immediately, but Instead they have gone for the eerie impulses, and I could have just caught my Thunders in the +2 position and probably just won the game straight out. But I do really have to preserve the Thunders because it's one of my only Pokemon that can actually beat the Shedinja, so I got to be a little bit cautious about that. Otherwise I'm gonna have to Dynamax my Kyogre. We're gonna see the Thunder Wave into the Poliwhirl finally, so they're finally gonna respect it a bit. I guess we'll find out like how fast our Kyogre is afterward. A Water Spot is going to be fired off into the Thundurus and the Kyogre. That does take that damage right here. Okay, perfect. We get a crit on the Thundurus, which shouldn't have mattered there. I'm pretty sure I was still got the knockout in that range. And we do get the Encore off successfully, so we are faster than the Kyogre with that Swift Swim, and we are able to get that Encore in the Kyogre, which is surprising because I thought they usually ran Timid Kyogre on these teams, but with the Zamazenta maybe a bit more bulkier right here. Now we get to find out their next Pokemon, which probably is the Kartana. It is going to be that Kartana right here. I wonder if Airstream could actually knock out the Poliwhirl, because if it doesn't, that's pretty bad for them. I'm going to go for an Icy Wind right off the bat, and I think I'm going to go straight into my... I'd say Zacian is always the play here. Yeah, it is definitely always Zacian. I don't want to take damage on my Thundurus if I don't have to. They go for Overgrow, that's fine because I get the free switch into my Thundurus, and then I can just go for a double up into the Kartana. And the Kartana goes for an Airstream. It shouldn't knock out Poliwhirl, I want to say. I don't know about Poliwhirl's bulk, but I'm assuming I can get an Icy Wind off and slow down that Kartana and make it slower than my Zacian at least. So we do bring out the Zacian here, which should be able to eat an Overgrow or a potential, like, whatever the Kartana really wants to decide to go for, an Airstream, a Max Overgrow. But we are going to see that Dynamax come out. It is going to be the Kartana. So let's see, what are you going to go for? Are you going to go for a Icy Wind right off the bat? I mean, are you going to go for the Airstream right off the bat, or are you going to go for that Overgrow and take a knockout here? Because I don't mind if they take the knockout. I just go for an Airstream plus Sacred Sword and probably just KO the Kartana, I want to imagine. I guess if they actually do knock out the Poliwhirl, I mean, they can't knock out Thundurus either, which is pretty important as well. They do go for Protect with the Kyogre, which makes a lot of sense here. And we're going to see a Airstream. Yep, Airstream does come out into Poliwhirl, I imagine. With the Eviolite, we take that. We actually tank that, which is very surprising here. I would really love to get this Icy Wind off, though. If I don't get this Icy Wind off, it could be an issue. Okay, just land on the Kartana. Just land on the Kartana. It's literally the only target. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, that's a huge hit right there. Okay. I also got to watch out. I guess I also should watch out for the Kyogre's Encore turns. It's the last turn of Encore. They get the... they get another Protect that's really, really bad, I guess. Although we already confirmed that the Kyogre is actually, like, not faster than my Scarf Kyogre, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, my Scarf Kyogre will be faster. My Zacian is decently fast. It does do a lot of damage with the Sacred Sword, but it shouldn't be enough. Although this Kyogre is really weakened and Rain is going to be up, so I guess I don't have to worry about it nearly as much. I guess I just go for an Icy Wind once again, and I go for a Sacred Sword, because I don't think I want to risk them getting a double Protect, and then I just like attack into it and then fail. So I'd rather just go for the Sacred Sword right here and then bring out my Thundurus, I think. I want to say bring out Thundurus is the right play because I shouldn't go down to Origin Pulse and a +1 attack from... Yep, and they do get the double Protect. At least I'm pretty sure that's the double. I'm pretty sure. So nice. We were able to get a Sacred Sword off into the Kartana. Huge damage right there. Jeez. And we're going to see a Max Knuckle. Oh, that is so good for me. That's so good for me. So Poliwhirl does go down, but this is absolutely perfect right here. I'm actually very surprised that they did that because now I think I just win the game right here. They are minus... Oh, wait, no. The Kyogre is still +1 speed. I mean, that's fine, right? Yeah, that's fine. I just go out into my Kyogre. Yeah, I just go onto my Kyogre. I already confirmed I'm faster. They only have one Airstream boost because it's their third turn of max right now. They went for Airstream first turn. They went for Knuckle turn 2. So my Kyogre should be faster than their Kyogre. I should be always able to get this Thunder off into their Kyogre. And then Sacred Sword should just finish off the Kartana. And yeah, this is better because I saved the Dynamax for potential Shedinja endgame. So yeah, we're gonna go for a Sacred Sword here and a Thunder, and this should 100% always win the game, unless the Kyogre speed. The Kyogre shouldn't be able to speed tie. It should not theoretically be possible. The only speed tie that could be theoretically possible is the Poliwhirl and the Kyogre. And my Kyogre is faster because I have a Choice Scarf. Granted, they're +1 speed on the Kyogre, but basically that evens out. So I should outspeed. Thunder gets into the Kyogre. Sacred Sword should finish out the Kartana. They could do a Shed Mine game, I guess. But if they do a Shed Mine game, I think it's not even that bad, realistically. I think like I have quite a few outs. We'll find out what they do here, though. I do need Thunderous in a good position. I guess if they just Origin Pulse crit me, it's going to be annoying. But they need like a triple protect, basically, from the Kyogre as well if they want to pull the Shed mind game. We are going to see the switch out into the Shed. Yep, okay, so Shed reveals itself right here. I do get a Thunder off into the Kyogre, so Kyogre is going down here. To the Thunder, so Kyogre eliminated. I'm pretty sure that I always just KO Kartana with Thunder, I want to say. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think Thunder just straight up wins the game, especially because even if the Shedinja just like gets a multiple indoor layout, I should be okay. The Kartana comes out. I wish I could Hailstorm. I guess this end game would be really nice. But yeah, we're going to Thunder here. We're going to go for a Sacred Sword. We should always have this game sealed, because then we bring out the Thunders and then we just go for like a bunch of other stuff. They do go for the Ally Switch, which is one of their outs, but yeah, this is perfectly fine here because Sacred Sword is just going to finish off the Kartana. Imagine if I could max move myself. I would just max move my own Zacian and go for the Hailstorm and the Zacian, because I think that would always 100% guarantee win. Granted, I'm pretty sure that I'd guarantee win with the Thunders as long as there's no like really dumb Poltergeist crit into Shadow Sneak crit afterward, but we'll see. We're going to go for Thunder here. We're going to go for, I mean, we just do whatever realistically because we can't touch it. Imagine Behemoth Blade had like the Sunsteel Strike, the ability nullifier. That would have been epic here. That would have been epic. Behemoth Blade and Thunder. Again, we're just waiting for the Shed to take a knockout here. Granted, I guess they could have had some sort of setup move, but I don't think so. And you just never risk Thunders. I think at this point, you just never risk Thunders in this game. Poltergeist in Kyogre or whatever. We're going to click Thunder. We're going to click Behemoth Blade. We're just basically waiting for our Thunders to come in for free. And I guess next turn, I go for Protect the Scout for the Indoor, right? I'm pretty sure like that's always the play here. Chelsea finishes off the Kyogre. That's fine. Glad you got the crit there, because hopefully you just don't crit my Thunders upcoming. I think I always just go for Protect because there is a very likely chance that they go for the Indoor to preserve their Sash here. Because like normally I think with Thunderous you would probably want to just go straight for the Airstreams immediately, but if they go for the Indoor, second turn they can go for Poltergeist as the Focus Sash activates it. Next turn they go for the Indoor, then technically the Shed would win. But since I have Lash Out, oh, it's Lash Out, not Foul Play. Okay, but yeah, basically that's the same idea right here, because I think that would be their win con right here. So I just Protect, and even if I get this turn wrong, as long as I think that means they commit to not going for the Indoor right here. Looks like they're not going for the Indoor. Okay. I mean, I could still lose the Shed theoretically. I still could lose the Shed theoretically. Rain stops here, but I should. I mean, if I lose the Shed here after all that, that's going to be very, very sad. But let's go for the Lash Out. Just don't get multiple Indoors in a row. That's all I need at this point. That's basically all I need. Also, I'm kind of curious on how much Poltergeist damage does to me, actually, because if Poltergeist damage is actually enough to put me in Shadow Stick range after Dynamax is over, that's actually very concerning. But I think it's only coming down to, like, I have to dodge a crit from one of the attacks right here. But let's see. Thunders is going to Dynamax. I swear they Endure now for some reason. No, they went for what? Why would you Shadow Stick to Zog? I've already revealed I can't hit you with Zog. Okay. No, this should be a guarantee loss then, because they're not going to be able to get a Poltergeist crit into my Thunderous. Now they don't have an opportunity to, because if they want to stay in this game, they have to Endure because their Focus Sash was used up. So yeah, like Shed was still kind of an annoying factor in this end game, but yeah, Shadow Sneaking the Zacian. I don't know why you would ever Shadow Sneak the Zacian there. But yeah, we're gonna go. Maybe they thought I would support Thunders, but even then, like, Thunders is a Pokemon that realistically will have a move to hit you. If I had a move to hit you with the Zacian, I would have just went for it already. So yeah, they're gonna go for, they need 2 Indoors in a row into probably a Shadow Sneak crit. They're probably hoping for the Fly, but there's a reason. Wait, hold on. I should always be going for Fly here. Actually, going for Darkness is kind of a throw right here because I'm wasting power points. Although it really shouldn't matter. I mean, I'm clicking Airstream this upcoming turn 100%. I have 3 Lash Outs to work with. They would need how many Protects in a row to stall out? Because the thing is, I can't use Fly against the Shedinja because they always just Endure on the turn that they take the hit, because you have to charge up Fly. So they do go for another Endure, but they do fail. All right. Shed. Oh boy, thankfully did not have to deal with it for the most part. Poliwhirl actually really come into play though. Poliwhirl with the encore into the Kyogre, the Swift Swim was actually pretty important, and being able to like shut down the Kyogre, and then the Icy Wind being able to actually tank the Kartana attack, force it to either go for a max airstream, which didn't pick up the knockout. I didn't want to go for the hypnosis because if I went for the hypnosis and missed, I was in such a bad spot with a +1 Kartana, so I'd rather go for the Icy Wind there. And yeah, it just ended up really working out. So their Kyogre is, wow, that's a really slow Kyogre. What the heck? Wait, where are you invested in? You have special attack, you have a bit of HP, I guess you have some speed, but it doesn't look like heavily invested into a staff from what I can tell. Incineroar with the Wiki Berry. We have the standard Assault Vest Kartana. We have the Focus Sash Shed right here, which max attack, I guess you don't need max speed on Shed realistically. Eerie Impulse, support Thunderous. This thing could have been annoying. They had Taunt. I'm really surprised that they went for a Thunder Wave first instead of just going for the Taunt, because I felt like they could have definitely got a lot more momentum. And then this Zamazenta, I have no idea what that EV spread is, but overall, Poliwhirl able to really set up, and then we were able to thankfully conserve our Dynamax for the Shed, which was really hard to handle otherwise because we only brought Thunderous really as our counter. Otherwise, I would have had to find a position with Hailstorm, I think, with my Kyogre, but thankfully it didn't come down to it, and Poliwhirl was just really able to disrupt my opponent. Zacian, Groudon, Venusaur, Thunderous, Tornadus, and Urshifu. What the heck is this Sun hyper offensive like team? And why is it really bad for us? This is a really bad matchup. Okay, I mean, if it's the Fine Thunderous, this is so bad. This is actually legitimately so bad because I'm trying to figure out like what our matchup is, and it's not looking too good here. I will definitely tell you it's not that good here. I mean, you should always bring the Torn lead unless they want to lead Venudon immediately, which I think is very fair here. I'm gonna lead with Zacian and don't know, Incineroar maybe. It might be Incineroar here. I think it's Incineroar, and then in the back, the thing is, Thunderous is really good against their team, but I actually have no idea if it's actually going to be usable. The reason is because I feel like Airstream is going to be so hard to set up here against my opponent that I would rather have like a speed advantage if I can. I think Poliwhirl and Kyogre, I actually think I could position Poliwhirl in a decent spot because if they lead Venusaur, I just like try to nuke it immediately, and then Poliwhirl can Icy Wind Speed control the rest of the game. I actually have no idea who they're bringing max though. It could be Thunderous or Venusaur. It really depends on their Thunder set as well. This is just a tricky matchup. I have no idea what to expect here. I want to bring Poliwhirl because I kind of want to bring Poliwhirl. At the same time, I just don't think Thunderous is as good here. We're going to see the Zacian plus Tornadus lead, which is actually pretty interesting here. Okay, so this lead actually really works out for me. I do lead my Zacian plus Incineroar. I could go for a Fake Out plus a Behemoth Blade into the Tornadus, yet I just have no idea if the Tornadus is actually going to allow that. I could see a Double Protect coming out from my opponent immediately. I think I always want to keep my Incineroar healthy if possible. I think this should always be, I mean, I'm gonna go for Behemoth Blade for sure into the Torn slot, and then I think I'm gonna swap out the Incineroar. I'm gonna go out into Poliwhirl, I think, because I don't want Incineroar taking too much damage. I could see the Double Protect, and if they do go for the Double Protect, I can go for an Icy Wind next turn and a Behemoth Blade, which would get me a lot of momentum, I feel like. And Sacred Sword is not going to do too much with Poliwhirl, I think, with the Violet plus the Intimidate, and I can go for another Intimidate round as well. I really do feel like my max Pokemon is going to be Incineroar in this matchup. We're actually going to see the swap from Tornadus, which is actually really good. Into the Groudon. Oh, that's amazing for me. That's amazing for me. Okay. So Groudon's going to come in, and I'm able to get Behemoth Blade off. Okay, so I think that means they're Behemoth Blading my Zacian. I don't think you make that play if you're protect. Actually, would you? Very interesting here. Poliwhirl's going to come in. No, they did Sacred Sword my Poliwhirl, and Poliwhirl takes that very, very nicely here, and the Behemoth Blade is going to come out into my opponent's Groudon, and now I'm putting on a lot of pressure. I really like the spot now. Okay, Behemoth Blade, so much damage into Groudon. Fantastic amount of damage. And now I can go for a Behemoth Blade into the Groudon, and I can go for an Icy Wind here, I'm pretty sure. I could go for a Scald. I could go for an Encore, but I mean, Icy Wind is just super safe. It catches the Torn. It catches Venusaur if they try to switch. I think it's just really good. If they protect Groudon, that's fine too, because I'm pretty sure they can't pick up a knockout right here, and then I can switch into Instant the next turn. So let's find out. They are going to go for a Behemoth Blade into my Zacian. Please don't crit me. Please don't. So Behemoth Blade gonna come out into the Zoc. Okay. I guess my Zoc isn't super bulky, so I guess that is actually a bit more damage than I expected, but it was because I wasn't bulky. All right, Icy Wind. So that did about 100. It looks like I go down to the next one, which is unfortunate. I guess I could go into Kyogre and click Scald into Groudon, but the Groudon most likely switching out here, I'd imagine. So I'm going to Protect, and I'm just going to Icy Wind again. I do want to Icy Wind. I think I definitely want to Icy Wind again. I'm pretty sure. I think Groudon should always switch out. If you lose Groudon, you just lose to Weather War, and I think you just lose the game on that point. I think you should always switch back into Torn, if anything. Yep, okay, perfect. The Torn comes back in, which is completely fine. I'm able to get a... I think I could Behemoth Blade the Zacian. I can go for the Encore into the Torn the following turn. That actually seems really solid, yeah. So again, Icy Wind off once again into my opponent, and yeah, this damage is really adding up right here. It's not really that much damage, but realistically still a pretty decent spot here. This should be, yep, Behemoth Blade into my Zacian. Okay, perfect. Now I think I could go for an Encore into the Torn slot, and I could switch out an Incineroar, or I could go for the Behemoth Blade here. Both work here. I think if I'm planning to max my Incineroar in the late game, I think it's better to always Behemoth Blade the Zoc and all. Is it? Because that means Groudon comes in for free, and I don't really like that too much. You know what? Let's go for the swapping Incineroar, which really shouldn't take much from a -1 Behemoth Blade. Let's go for that Encore into the Torn, and then next turn we Icy Wind Parting Shot the Torn slot. I think that's like my best play here, especially since I think having my Zoc healthy is still really solid right here. So let's go for that Intimidate into the Zacian and the Torn, which hopefully goes for a Tailwind here, I imagine. Yep, they are going to go for the Tailwind. Perfect. And this should be Behemoth Blade always into my... Yep, okay, awesome, awesome. Really good turn, really good turn. So we are going to see the Behemoth Blade come out into my Incineroar, which really should not do that much damage. That did a little bit more than I expected, but okay. Encore into the Torn slot. I might have to Dynamax the Kyogre in the late game, but I think that's okay. Oh, you're Mental Herb? Really? I'm so used to Sash Torn now. That's really awkward, actually, because I was going to force the Torn to switch this turn. Oh, well. I'm going to Parting Shot, and I'm just going to Icy Wind here. Yeah, because if they try to switch and be greedy, I think I just get a free... I get a free Kyogre in. And Kyogre Water Spout's going to do a lot of damage, so I might as well just go for that. That's really unfortunate, though. They might try this opportunity to predict a Fake Out and try to bring in, for instance, their Groudon, but it looks like that's not the case. Why is that doing so much? You're -2. Air Slash going to come out, which is going to pick up a knockout. Okay, this really has not gone as well as I would have hoped for. Okay, Icy Wind into the Zacian and the Tornadus. All right. So I do lower the speed right here. I mean, really, I'm just surprised that it's doing that much. Like, why? Is that max attack Zacian? I think that has to be. Sunlight fades, which doesn't really change much for me. I'm going hard into my Kyogre regardless, and I'm clicking Icy Wind. On the bright side, if they do try to switch in, the thing is my Dynamax options are really weak if it's Venusaur in the back. I am going to hard Kyogre, though. Or should I went hard Zacian? The problem with hard Zacian is I don't pick up the knockout and there's Zacian, right? I guess I could have Encored the Zacian, though. But yeah, we're going to go for a Water Spout right here. And we're going to go for an Icy Wind, I'm pretty sure. Unless I want to do something else. The Torn is at -1 speed, but under... Oh, -2 speed, actually. No, I did catch him with an Icy Wind earlier. Actually, no, I could go for a double up here. Okay. And I could Dynamax a Poliwhirl. Oh, how that sounds so weird. I don't think I Dynamax a Poliwhirl yet. I think I just click Scald in the Zacian. They protect Zacian, which is completely fair. Okay. Okay, this should be fine-ish. I think this is probably okay. Yeah, this should be okay, I'm pretty sure. I do get the Water Spout off in the Torn. Torn does go down. I guess if Venusaur's in the back, this gets really ugly. But it's manageable, I guess. Because the Zoc is doing no damage. This should be Venusaur or Groudon. If they go hard Groudon, that's fine. But yeah, it is Venusaur here. Okay. I might have to go for a Hypnosis hit. I mean, they're always switching on to Groudon here. That's for sure. They're always switching on Groudon. I have no idea what they're doing, though, with the Venusaur. How many turns of Tailwind did I left? One turn of Tailwind left. I think my best play is just to go for the Hailstorm. I think it's always just Hailstorm to Venusaur. And I think it's just go for the... I want to say it's Ice... Is it Icy Wind or is it just go for Hypnosis? I think it's Hypnosis here. Because my... Oh, wait, no. I'm not faster than Timid Max Speed Venusaur even after the Hail is over. So, no, I'm just going to go for an Icy Wind then. They are going to switch out to Zacian, which makes a lot of sense. This should be out into Groudon. Yep. I don't know who they're Vine Lashing, though, but at least I get the Icy Wind off into Venusaur. I should be able to tank a Vine Lash from Venusaur with Kyogre or Dynamax. As long as it's not Sleep Powder, but I think you would rather just G-Max to Venusaur at this point in the game. Yeah, which makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, this is really good for me, actually, because now, even if they target the Poliwhirl, this actually is really good for me. And if they target the other slot, I think we're in a really good position. I mean, their Zoc could still be like really scary, I guess, but we'll find out. The Venusaur does go for the Gigantamax here. Let's find out. Dynamax Kyogre, please. Please tank the Vine Lash. If they go for the Vine Lash into the Poliwhirl, I'm pretty sure that it's game over for them. I'm pretty sure I just win at this point if it is into that slot. So, actually, do I? No, I don't guarantee to win, actually. No, it depends on how fast the Venusaur is. And if they make a certain play that I am thinking of. We're going to see a Vine Lash come out. Does target down the Poliwhirl. Okay, so they did target down the Poliwhirl. I'm so glad I could have max guarded Poliwhirl and swapped out into Zoc, which was a play I considered. But, like, I just didn't think it was, like, that good of a play there. It is Life for Venusaur revealed, and we get a Hailstorm off. Okay, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. A big Hailstorm into the Venusaur slot. Very, very nice. All right. Okay, now my only concern is the Vine Lash is up. My Zoc is going to take a lot of damage upcoming. But we'll find out. The Groudon revealed Protect earlier. This residual damage in the Zacian is not ideal. Tailwind finally peters out for them, which is perfect because now I'm bringing my Zoc. And because they don't have Chlorophyll anymore, I can always go for the Behemoth Blade and I can go for the Geyser. The question is if the Venusaur max guards and the Groudon switches out into Zacian, then the game can get a little bit ugly. But otherwise, I think I should have a pretty strong position. Do I have to call that, though? I might have to. I really do feel like I might have to call that play. Because if I don't... I really want to call it. I really want to call it. Because I think I lose if I don't. I think you should max guard Venusaur always and just swap out Groudon here in the Zoc. Okay, that's one. Into Zoc. Yep. Okay. Please max guard the Venusaur. Because a Behemoth Blade Geyser is like such an obvious play here. Nice. Nice. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so I get rid of Zoc, and now I don't have to worry about Zoc endgame. So all I have to do is focus down to Venusaur the upcoming turns. Okay, that's really good. So goodbye, Zacian. All right. Oh, wait, I just KO'd a Zacian? Really? I guess it was Frail Zacian, because... Actually, we don't know it was Frail Zacian. I mean, it just had, like, max attack, I'm pretty sure, because it did so much. That's kind of weird that I didn't get the Geyser off, because now I've taken extra damage, but it should be good for the long term, I'm pretty sure. Okay. I always double up the Venusaur slot with a Behemoth Blade plus a Hailstorm right here. If the Venusaur gets a double max guard, I mean, that's the game of Pokemon sometimes, but we know the Groudon should always be not Choice Scarf because we already saw Protect earlier. I go for the Behemoth Blade into the Venusaur. If this is Jolly Max Speed Groudon, it could screw me over, but, you know, that's just like sometimes you kind of got to deal with that. So, Hailstorm, Behemoth Blade. If they tar down the Kyogre, that's perfect. Because then Behemoth Blade into Hailstorm into the Groudon should finish this off. I'm pretty sure. Actually, does it? We'll find out. The Groudon protects here. Okay, yeah. That's a suspicion. Where are you targeting up with the Venusaur? This is actually pretty big. They Quake my... Oh, wait. Quake is kind of weird here. They do tar down my Zacian. Okay. So now they have a +1 Spadef. This is actually really scary. I still don't know if this is max speed Venusaur or not. I'd imagine... I can't really tell based on their team. They have a lot of speed, so it might just be modest here. They did take Life Orb chip. Hailstorm should still knock out the Venusaur, I'd imagine, at this range, especially with the Hail chip afterwards. So Hailstorm and the Venusaur does pick up a knockout. Beautiful. And now I can go for a Geyser into the Groudon. And I'm pretty sure as long as it's not like Jolly Groudon with like Soft Sand, Precipice Blades crit, single target into my Ogre, I should have this game sealed. That is literally how obnoxious. Well, here's the thing. If they go for a double protect, they just lose the game 100%. Like, they actually just straight up lose the game 100%. Because if they go for a double protect, that means I... Oh, wait, no. I just win straight up. Because I didn't realize that was my last turn of max. Right. So I can just click Ice Beam now. Yeah, I always click Ice... Oh, wait. I'm locked in the Water Spout. Oh, right. Okay, don't get the double protect. Never mind. Don't get the double protect. Don't get the double protect. Okay. Kind of forgot about that. I forgot I clicked Water Spout earlier. Okay. Groudon goes down, and we are able to secure the game now. Oh, that could have gone pretty bad, but I think like the turn I doubled into the Zoc slot was the right call. Like, it really was. I think the only difference is I could have went for a Max Geyser Sacred Sword, which would have been better, I guess, because I wouldn't have had that extra bit of Hail chip into the Zoc. Although I don't think it mattered, because I'm pretty sure that I would have gone down to 2 Vine Lashes, and especially since they did target down the Zacian slot, I was in a pretty good position. If they did actually go for the Precipice Blades with Groudon though, oh man, that actually could have just ended me right there. I was really underestimating the Zacian, because I really thought at -1 attack it really wouldn't be doing that much damage, but that Zacian was like max attack, which definitely was catching me off guard. I lost my Incineroar, but Poliwhirl they kind of respected the Poliwhirl a bit too late, but Dynamax Kyogre really at least able to it wasn't my initial plan, but it was a backup plan, and thankfully it did work out. Kyogre, Shedinja, Kingdra, Zacian, Indeedee, Landisfarian, the Yuki Rotom team. I definitely remember this team. Oh, this is such a pain for me because they have a Kingdra, which actually makes this a lot, and I mean a lot more difficult right here. I definitely want to lead the Poliwhirl. Am I leading Kyogre too? I just don't know how these matchups generally work out. So I want Poliwhirl as a lead, because if they do lead their Kyogre, I at least have Icy Wind Speed control. I kind of want to go with like Poliwhirl Zoc actually. Poliwhirl Zoc is not that bad of a lead right here. At least I'm pretty sure, because I have a few options like Protect, Hypnosis, and a few other factors. So I think I'm going to try it out. And then in the back, I want Kyogre. And I want to say no Thundurus, which is kind of whack, but I just don't see... I mean, I feel like their Shed is going to be really difficult to handle. I don't think they're going to go with Landisfarian or Indeedee. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the top 4. And like, Thundurus is nice, but it's not necessary to win. I think I'd rather have Incineroar, because I remember the first Shed game, and the first Shed game could have gone a lot differently. So I think I'd rather just have Incineroar, see it as a more consistent answer. I feel like it's going to be really hard for me to like get electric attacks off against a Choice Scarf Kyogre and a Swift Swim Kingdra. I just feel like it's way too difficult in order to accomplish that. So I'd rather, like, if I'm bringing it just for the Shedinja, I'd rather just have Incineroar. And that also gives me a better option to max. But Indeedee actually is brought here with the Zacian. That's interesting. Okay. So that's perfectly fine here. I have quite a few options, and Incineroar is most likely my play here, plus a Behemoth Blade straight away into their Zoc. My Zoc looks like it went first, if I'm not mistaken, which is good here. I'm definitely going for a Behemoth Blade into their Zacian, and I'm definitely going into Incineroar right here. Yeah, I'm definitely going into Incineroar right here, that's for sure. I could Protect, but I don't think it gets me a turn or anything. So Incineroar comes out here, and Behemoth Blade their Zacian. Then next turn, maybe I could like Parting Shot into Kyogre and click Water Spout and finish off the Zacian. If they go for a Helping Hand especially, that would really work out in my favor. So let's see. Incineroar's going to come out. We'll find out. I think they have to have Kingdra Kyogre in the back then. I don't know if they brought Shed. Maybe they just decided not to bring Shed. We do see the Behemoth Blade come out, which is not too surprising here. Okay, it is going to target down my Zacian, I'd imagine. Oh, their Zacian was faster. Or unless we speed tie, which is definitely possible. Behemoth Blade going to come out into my Zacian, which is only a +1 Behemoth Blade basically with the Helping Hand. I am very weakened right now, but that's fine. I do get a Behemoth Blade off. I just don't know. Do they have shed? I'd imagine so, but maybe I have no clue. There is a behemoth blade into their exhaustion right there. Okay. Oh, this is where it can get a little bit annoying. They did make the play I thought, but I did take a little bit more damage than I would have liked. Helping Hands, Sacred Sword would do a lot of damage, but yeah, we're gonna go for a parting shot here into the NDD slot, and I think I'm gonna protect. There's a chance they protect their exhaustion, expanding force to take the knockout into Myzok. They go for a helping hand here, which should mean Sacred Sword because he would follow me otherwise, I'm pretty sure. So getting these turns a little bit wrong here, although it's fine. Kyogre can come in, I can go for a Water Spout, and I can go for a Behemoth Blade, but this is a lot of damage to the ins. Okay, I am... What is this instant spread? Oh, I have like not much defense. I'm HP and special defense, which is not something you commonly see in this format, I'll tell you that much. But all right, we're going to Kyogre. We can beat Shed, but it's a lot more difficult now. I have to Hailstorm. I have to get a Hailstorm off. I bring out the Kyogre. Yeah, was not expecting that to actually KO right here. Okay, we're clicking Water Spout here for sure, and we're going for the Behemoth Blade, I guess, into their NDD, which, yeah, I mean, I kind of have to at this point. No protects, which is fantastic, so I do get a double knockout, so we're kind of on track at least. Losing an answer to Shed is always not ideal here. We do get rid of the exhaustion, and we do get rid of the entity, and then gonna come down to Kyogre endgame situations, which isn't pretty. If it's Kingdra Kyogre, it's probably more manageable, although not really, but definitely I think a bit more viable right here. Let's find out. I wonder who they Dynamax. I think it has to be the Kingdra, but we'll see. No, it is Shed in the back. Okay, Shed is brought out next to Kyogre. No, Lando. Okay, so one of the downsides, I have to Hailstorm the Lando. So we're gonna go for a Hailstorm in the Lando. We're also gonna swap out into our Poliwhirl right here. Yeah, the reason we're making this play is because we have to KO the Shed, and we need to get a Hailstorm off in order to do so. Poliwhirl gives us Icy Wind Speed control, so maybe it's manageable, but oh boy, this, if they ally switch here, because I could Water Spout in theory, but oh boy. Maybe I should Dynamax a Poliwhirl instead. No, because it'd be locked in the Water Spout right now. They didn't. Actually, I can't tell. Did they Dynamax the Lando? I mean, I think they should always, unless they're going for Sword Stance and ally switch here. But let's see. Gonna be... No, they did Dynamax the Lando. I'm pretty sure because of the Choice Scarf, because with Choice Scarf Kyogre, unless it was Animate Lando, but I'm pretty sure it's Jolly Lando on this team. We'll see though. Lando does Dynamax here. Please. I mean, Airstream and the Poltergeist is going to do a lot of damage too, because no, this Lando's not Life Orb. The Kingdra's Life Orb. This should be whiter. We're going to see. Okay, they max guarded, which is fine. Okay, so I Hailstorm into the max guard, and they go for a Poltergeist, I imagine. Yeah, Poltergeist is going to be fired off. They know about my Choice Scarf, which is fine. Okay, that didn't do that much. We go for the Hailstorm here, but the question is into who? Is this ally switch or not? You know what? I'm gonna Icy Wind here. I'm gonna Icy Wind into Hailstorm the Lando. Wait, I shouldn't have Icy Wind actually, because it's White Herb anyway. I mean, as long as Lando doesn't crit me, I win. I should have Scalded for the burn though, or Hypnosis. I could have went for Hypnosis right there, or Scald Burn. I think both would have been better. The Icy Wind. I mean, it also covers if they aren't White Herb, but they change the team. I do instant win, but yeah, it is White Herb. Okay. I did read the ally switch still correctly. So they Airstream into my Poliwhirl. Okay, I guess they just were like, I don't know what that Poliwhirl has. Always just targeted anyway. But yeah, this ends up working out beautifully because now I do win the game thanks to a Hailstorm and a KO into the Lando. If you are actually Safety Goggles Shed, I'm gonna cry, man. I'm gonna cry if it's Safety Goggles. I could win the game though if it is Safety Goggles, but I have to land quite a few Hypnosises in order to do so. So let's find out. Because I would have to timer stall the Shed, but I don't know. I have like there's so much time left, I feel like, in the match. So Kyogre takes the hail. Poliwhirl takes the hail. Show me the shed taking hail. Thank you. Goodbye, shed. Ooh, Poliwhirl. Poliwhirl the better support mon. Who needs a Shedinja? Who needs a Kingdra? I'm very shocked that they went Lando in this game. Like, I'm actually very shocked that they brought Lando, but ends up working out. We are able to get a very, very nice 3-0 with Poliwhirl. That's crazy. We didn't face an Eliki, which is the main speed tier, which is why you run the Poliwhirl, but had some really disruptive moves. Encore and Icy Wind. Pretty sick, but yeah, could have actually came and played that end game. I should have went for the Hypnosis though. I think Hypnosis was definitely the better play. I should have never went for the Icy Wind because I know that it's probably White Herb on this team. Hypnosis was definitely the best play there, but and losing my Incin, I didn't actually even check the Incineroar spread until right now, and then oh, it's max special defense. But thankfully it worked out. And that is the show. Poliwhirl putting in work in all 3 games, which I was not expecting, but yeah. Swift Swim disrupted Pokemon, of course, really crazy, and there were some opponents that were like, I'm gonna disrespect the Poliwhirl, and they got punished for it. And then there was like the opponents that didn't know what Poliwhirl did and focused it because they didn't want to receive a loss from Poliwhirl, but Poliwhirl was claiming out there. But if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, ready to help me out. If you want to check out the details of the team, down below in the description, and grab the rental code while it's available. But check out the rest of my series 12 content, where there's a lot of cool teams and a lot of fun Pokemon. But otherwise, that's gonna be it for me. Have a great day, people, and until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.